Hi y'all, Defender Dan here. We're back on Jared's account, and we have had some fantastic progress over the past 2 weeks. But before I get into listing all of the things that have been upgraded and going on with this account, I just wanted to throw some information out there for you guys. So basically a day or two after I put together the last video, pretty much all of the loot that I was seeing dried up. There was nothing left, and I basically had to hop offline and not play on this account for about a week. I figured I would try waiting a week to see if everyone that I would be attacking, if their resources would fill up, and if we'd get some new bases moving down into our leagues. And it actually worked. I began raiding on this account again like 4 or 5 days ago. Um, I guess I shouldn't say that the resources completely dried up. I had enough to keep like 2 upgrades going, but not much more than that. I was running pretty low on my own resources, and most of what I was collecting was off of my collectors. Let me pull up a picture real quick from the last video of where our base was at, and we'll do a comparison of where it was to where it is now. So, since the last video, we've maxed out our lab, we've unlocked drags and Pekkas, and right now we're waiting on our baby dragons to be unlocked. We've got about 2 days left on that, and I'm going to try to upgrade that barracks again as soon as possible. Our goblins also went up to level 5, and they're currently upgrading to level 6. And we're sitting at about 195 camp space, but one of the camps is upgrading. That should be done in a couple days as well. We're actually a little bit behind where I'd hoped to be at this point, but that's only in the camp spaces. I'd hoped to be around 205, 210 at this point, but like I said, that's where we would be if we had been able to keep raiding all that next week. We have 3 builders. We're about 200 gems shy of our 4th builder, which I'm excited for, because we still have a lot of work ahead of us. I maxed out all of the elixir storages, which is great because we're going to be needing all of that space for our next gob upgrades, and when we get the miners, their upgrades. Last thing I wanted to address in this this brief video, is my goals for this account in the upcoming 2 weeks. I would like to have our miners done, just meaning that we have access to them. But if for whatever reason we can't, just maybe loot levels and everything, I'd like to have them at least coming in. I'd like that barracks to be at least upgrading. I'd like to get that 4th builder, like I just mentioned, and I want at least 3 of our camps to be maxed. Yeah, I want most of our walls to be going on to level 7. And if we're fortunate enough, I would like to have our king up to level 8. And potentially a dark storage at level 2. And if we can do that, I'm hoping we can also get a queen at level 1. But that's actually really ambitious for this account, for this next 2 weeks. I'm hoping by around 2 months from now, I'm hoping that we'll have a decent queen and a somewhat decent king. I don't really use the king that much. Mostly I just use them for dropping trophies, if we're being completely honest. But I'm hoping at that point that I will have a strong enough offensive presence that I can at least 2-star most bases, most Town Hall 10s I see, or at least Town Hall 9s, and then that's when I'm going to start making defensive plans. I may include some base builds once I have everything laid out. Not sure about that. We'll see about that. Since I still don't fully know what the Town Hall 10 meta is like. But basically, in about 2 months, I would like to have a video down that actually talks about the defensive upgrade priority list that I'm going to have. So that way, maybe anyone else that's... I hope no one else is this rushed, but so many players in Clash, I wouldn't be surprised. But hopefully I can get in to that point where, you know, we can start talking about a defensive presence and working together towards getting all of our accounts fixed. I'll also put this side note in, and I'm in the process of trying to figure it out. If one of you has already figured it out, I'd like to live stream these instead of making an edited video, because the whole point of this series is for us to fix our accounts together and for us to address any questions we may have. And don't get me wrong, it's great to have you put any questions you have in the comments. And I would love it if you did, because it gives me material to work with and to help you know how to figure out how to fix your account. But I feel like for what I want to do with this series, it would be more efficient to be able to live stream it. And I'm not entirely sure how to live stream from my phone directly to YouTube. I've tried a couple things and none of them have worked. So if you know how to do that, I would love it if you threw it in the comments below, because I will try anything that you guys say within reason. I would like to live stream it, essentially, just because then we can have a close to real-time conversation about what we can do to help fix these accounts. Well, alright guys, I gotta catch up on my own raids, so I will see y'all in the next video.